Yo, I'm sitting backstage. Somebody phone beeping. Who is that?
Like jumping. You gotta unplug that jump. Yeah,
They buzzing in my ear.
yeah, you gotta unplug your phone from
There we
that.
go.
Nah.
There we go. There we go. How's everybody doing today? Can't hear you, Matt. Can't hear you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I was muted.
Okay. We got everybody on?
Choo.
Okay. What's going on, gentlemen?
What's going on? What happened to our intro music?
Yeah. The PA shot. What's going on with you, Zoe?
Look, I was just making sure. Okay, everything working. I was cause I'm going from my phone, so I'm just trying to make sure we always live.
Yeah, man.
It's going right.
Had to bring y'all back down to the headquarters, man.
You know, I had to rock us in a little bit, you know what I'm saying? As we bring it on there. Welcome. Chris is backstage right now.
Welcome.
We in the clutch. Hey, we in the clutch with the homies.
We're in the clutch. We're in the clutch. We're 4 minutes. We're going on 5 minutes in. We're in.
In the clutch.
I can't
You
hear
know what I'm
anybody.
saying? Scarecrow, Zoe.
Everybody
Can't
feeling,
hear
man.
anybody, Chris. We can hear you.
There you go. There go my soldiers.
Keep talking because I can't hear you guys.
We can hear you. Yep.
We can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
check your go to your set your cam mic jump.
Audio guy, the fuck? I'm audio guy.
And just click it again. Sometimes you got to click it twice to like reestablish it. Sometimes it like glitches out or something like that.
Sound man can't hit. That's right.
He gonna come back in. Did y'all share? Did everybody share?
I shared it on Instagram, Facebook, and Instagram. There we go. Oh, if I hold it sideways, I get bored.
Okay. Did you share it, Bo?
Yeah. It's up, man.
All right. Ryan, did you share it?
I'm gonna get better on sharing that shit ahead of time and shit.
No, share it right now. Go share it again. Make sure people know you live right now. Share it. Go to the Facebook page. Share that jump. Gotta let people know we here. Because we in the clutch. We got Scarecrow Zoe. We got my man Chris White is coming right back. You know what I'm saying? We got Narayan. And we got Bro Rilla in the building. So let's get started. I'm gonna get Chris back in.
You hear me?
We don't get no more realer than Bo Rilla, man.
They get no more realer than Bo Rilla.
Yeah,
all right. Man. We in here. So let's get it rocking, man. I gotta find us a good background.
All right.
Everybody feeling, man?
Good, man. How's everybody?
Good, man. Good.
All right. Camera on Ryan, you good? It's like a little
yeah. Now I'm trying to y'all know I'm technologically you know simple over here. Trying to figure out how to share.
Go to the page, to the Facebook page, and then you'll be able to just share it at the bottom of the actual video.
Yeah. I'm doing something over here.
Well, yeah, man, some good bump tonight, man. Some good games that's on, man. Wizards playing Memphis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm tuned in on that one. I'm locked in. The how y'all feeling about home team?
Nah, the Wizards been doing good, man. That's especially with that good old winning streak we've been going on for the last couple of games. There had that little drop off in that one game against the Clippers, but other than that, I mean the rotation they got going on now, the new kind of resurgence, the energy they kind of working with. You know, everybody's starting to figure out how to play better together. They looking like a real team. You know.
And Russ playing back-to-back games now. And
yeah,
Russ is playing back-to-back games. I mean, that one against the Celtics hurt because this is like the 7th game that Bradley Beal scored 40 points and we lost. But other than that, man.
Yeah, they had the stat out there. It was like when Bill go for 40, we lose.
We lose. It's like the 5th game, man.
I was like, no, man. And the sad thing about it is when they put that out there, we was up. You know what I'm saying? We was up that game, but they trapped my man twice, man. That's why I was like, that's terrible, man. How you get trapped?
Was that a coach call? I think the coach should have called timeout when they trapped him.
I mean, it was just a bad all-around offensive call. That's why Scott Brooks should lose his job. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean,
we got shooters. It shouldn't have to go on be relied on Brad all the time, man.
I feel like this. You got a lot of people calling for Scott Brooks' job, but you got to look at what he had to deal with, especially in the beginning of the season, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, coaching, it has a lot to do with that bad play, but he lost a lot of players. They was coming off the, you know what I'm saying, like the fluke training camp where everybody was kind of mashed together really quick and thrown out there with a bunch of new players. Then what was named Thomas Bryant got hurt early in the season, which kind of fucked a lot of the chemistry up. So I mean, he had a couple of strikes against them, really, moving forward. But I think they're starting to kind of gel and put stuff together now that, you might be able to see what Scott Brooks can sort of do with a better kind of talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll have to say that this home game streak is going to have to see where is that with it, because
I mean, 100%.
He went on the road. Now, I mean, the call for his job will be dramatic, like I said, because at the end of the day, he got Westbrook playing for us. Nobody really thought Westbrook was going to buy in. So what was going on? What was going on here?
As we speak, it's already second quarter, and it's already 36-35 Wizards.
Yeah.
In that particular Grizzly game that's going on right now.
Yeah.
So
like I said, he bought in. Like you said, he got Westbrook bought in right now, and Bill. I don't know. Like I said, he a real one, man, because he has no reason to buy into the organization the way he bought in. Considering, like you said, what Narayan was going on, they haven't really put too many people around him. Like I said, man, it's like everybody got the Tony. Hey, you look at everybody on the floor. They got the Tony Kukoc. They got the Marc Gasol, the 2005 Marc Gasol haircut. You know, like look at them, like it's like 4 players on the floor. They got the 05 Pau Gasol. You know, that's why I call it. It's like they went to the barbershop. It's like, let me get that Pau. You know, so let me get that Pau Gasol. And everybody got lined up the same way. You know, I'm trying to tell you, you don't know these people. You really don't know these people. One of them look like Andy Dalton's cousin. I'm trying to tell you, like, but they balling. But they balling. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I kind of like it. Like you said, but I think we need one more piece. Though. I don't know.
I think a big man. I think we need that big man to get them rebounds and block them shots.
Right.
But they was talking about. He said live. He said my man got a source. You got a source. Hold on, you got to check his sources, man. We got to go. Zo got source. You got some coming in, but at the end of the day, man, we gotta get through the All-Star break. Get through the All-Star break. Who y'all MVP candidates? Who y'all like?
Oh yeah, I'm liking my man Bradley Beal
for MVP.
Nah. I hate to say it, and I'm not like a fanboy whatsoever, but man, LeBron been doing his thing, man. LeBron been doing this thing the whole year. I mean, he been pulling his weight. He been coming off the championship. He ain't slowing down. He's still showing that hunger. And for a damn near 40-year-old player, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to give it to him. He put that team on his back, man. You got LeBron. He's just leading the category in my regards.
Yeah. What about you, Zoe? How you feeling about the MVP on the NBA, man? Like, how you feeling? My man still over there.
I don't think he can hear. Zoe.
Yeah, he can't hear me. All right, we gonna get Zoe audio together, man. But
He must have switched his audio.
we gonna get his audio together, man. But
I mean, yeah.
Okay, yeah, get back. We back. Yeah, how you feel about the MVP? How you feel about the MVP?
Who MVP?
The NBA. How you feel? Who you think got it right now? Who you think deserves the MVP right now?
Shit.
I mean, if it's obvious, it's obvious. You're trying to think about one because I'm trying to think about one too, but I can't really think about too many. You know what I'm saying?
Right? I'm like, nigga Zion getting busy. I can't put LaMelo in it because he a rookie. I think he might get the rookie of the year. I might have to go with Brad Bill. But we losing. That's the thing, man. We ain't winning with that.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
oh, you a true boy.
He said when Bill, my man Bill dropped 43 games in a row. And yeah, he said that's what he had.
He leading the NBA in scoring right now. I don't know how they do the MVP, but I just know part of it is your team gotta be winning.
Your team gotta be winning. I mean, at the end of the day, your team gotta be winning.
Back on your team.
Your team gotta be winning. And at the end of the day, you got to win. You know what I mean? I mean, you gotta have your team on the up. And I think LeBron is definitely a candidate for the last probably 2 weeks. I'd say probably 2 weeks because they getting spanked. I mean, we could say LeBron all day, but they've been getting spanked, man, since AD went down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know what I'm saying. So LeBron gonna always pad his stats. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like he gonna get his numbers. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go ahead and throw Luka Doncic out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw Luka Doncic out there. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you got Luka Doncic, who basically
that's a bad boy.
Luka
the bad boy.
Yeah.
They put the jersey number 77 or something like this.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah, ain't no 77. So what you think he a left tackle?
I'm telling you, what's the dude telling you? What's his jersey number?
I'm gonna say 77. See that time.
Yo, this nigga like he don't know how to run.
My man,
no opposition, but he a baller.
Yeah. Straight Euro fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? And
fundamentals with a little bit of hood or something.
Yeah, like straight hooping. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the you know what I'm saying? Like he got his team on the up. He doing it on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Getting his team involved. Then he got Porzingis involved. Like, man, when the last time you seen Porzingis? Porzingis ain't even been on the map. Like, hey, we got Porzingis site.
I heard rumors about Porzingis probably coming to the Wizards.
What you gonna give him? I mean, what you gonna give him? Like what you gonna give him? What you gonna give him for Porzingis? Like,
I like all them youngers that grow there on the Wizards. I like them. I like Rory.
Like what's Porzingis' contract? You know what I'm saying? Like what he owed? You know what I'm saying? This shit like it's crazy. He signed a 5-year deal. You know what I'm saying? So he's guaranteed the damn near $31 million. Oh my God! Like, come on! Like, who you gonna give up for $31 million a season? Like, you gonna have to give up like damn near all those guys with the Tony Kukoc fades. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to give you're gonna have to find somewhere for them to go. That's gonna have to be like a 5-4 man weave. You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna have to probably give up a superstar. Because like you said, what he only in this like second, third year probably. No later than third year if I'm not correct.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm not correct, you know what I'm saying? So
Cody in the chat.
yeah, Cody. Cody wants some love.
All right, so
What's
up? So y'all ready? I'm gonna start off. Sorry I'm late. I had to get everything together, but I've got the sports report, and then we can jump into our topics. So right now
we got the topic man in the game in the clutch with us. Styles is in. All right.
Styles is here in the clutch.
In the bigs, we got spring training going on. Cody Bellinger is ready for opening day. He had shoulder surgery over the summer, so it looks like he's ready to report. Rockies, Trevor Story, they're looking at no extension for him, if anybody's a fan of the Rockies. And the embarrassing story of the day for baseball are the Atlanta Braves. So the new mercy rule in baseball is if a pitcher pitches over 20 pitches in an inning, they will end the inning. And unfortunately, in spring training, that happened to the Braves on Monday. So they are the first subject to the new mercy rule. Their pitcher pitched over 20 pitches in the first inning of the Braves baseball game. So I'm not sure
what is this. Hold on, time out. Time out. Flag. They have a new rule that says if a pitcher pitches more than 20 pitches in one inning, so that's what's that? 6 at bats? How many is that? That's 5 at bats, right? 5 people at bat.
Or you get
no,
not necessarily.
Approximately. Approximately, I'm thinking about like if you get like 4 balls, and then like a couple strikes, like averaging, that's about 4 people at bat, right?
Well, it depends. So you got to look at the lineup, right? So if they're all smacking him out the park, he could just be pitching down the line.
That's like 10-0 right there.
Is this 20? That's what I'm saying. You could either be like striking people out.
No,
but the innings are going. But the innings are going.
So you just go to the next inning, no matter what.
Yeah.
So
they trying to speed up the game.
Yeah.
Trying to speed up the game. Yeah. So the Braves are they succumb to the first team to succumb to the new mercy rule in baseball.
Did that cost them something? What happened?
It cost them embarrassment. Nobody wants to pitch 20. You shouldn't be pitching 20 pitches in an inning. Like that's just a little excessive. You get 3 up. If you can't get 3 down,
the first team to be made look like idiots. There you go.
Pretty much.
But that's why I said what I said. If you usually gonna have about 5 up if you're doing 20 because
what was the score?
Like you basically not let you know what I mean. Like either they eating you up or you walking a lot of people.
What was the score?
Let's see the score in that game. Check that out.
Yeah, like because I'm interested in getting the score of that game because
what was this JJ Watt thing? Before we go back on topic, I know y'all posted something. You said he might be going to the Cardinals.
No, he signed.
He signed. Okay.
2-year deal.
Okay. That's interesting.
It was only a 5-3.
Yeah, it was a 5-3. 5-3 in that game against the Red Sox.
I would have loved to probably watch that. I would love to see that game, see how that played out, because that was probably that was interesting.
20 pitches.
They should apply. They should apply. Have y'all heard about that story about the high school coach who got suspended? Who got suspended for allowing his team to spank the other team 21-2?
Well, you said 21-2.
Wait a minute.
No, I'm sorry. It was 100.
I thought it was 100. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
121-2.
In what? In baseball?
Basketball.
I was about to be like, that's some crazy crap.
Yo. Like I understand, huh? No, they suspended him. You know what I'm saying?
So what? They were supposed to stop the game.
I thought I saw they fired him. I thought I saw they fired, but I don't know.
I mean, nah, man. Like at the end of the day, you gotta hit somebody on their shit. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Time. No, I'm joking.
No,
At
but
at some point, you gotta, as a coach, you gotta be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Enough is enough. You know what I'm saying?
the team that scored 2 points, they suspended their coach, right?
No, that's
No,
no,
because they coach need to go too.
The coach who only scored 2 points
I don't care what nobody's.
needs to be jailed. You know what I'm saying?
If the game ran long enough that they could score 100 and y'all only scored 2,
listen,
there's
in games,
an issue here on both sides.
I've seen a lot of basketball games. In games like that, the clock runs after you get up a certain amount of time. Like if you up by like 20, the clock doesn't stop. So that means even when you're shooting free throws, even when you out of bounds, that joint runs. So that means these people had to run up and down the court just scoring buckets.
Yep.
Buckets. You ain't clothesline nobody. You ain't trip nobody up. You ain't undercut nobody. Not promoting dirty pool, because I'm not a dirty player.
Listen,
I'm not a dirty player. But at some point, I'm gonna look at this shit as a player. I'm gonna get frustrated. I'm gonna look at my coach and I'm gonna be like, listen, okay, you just gonna let this happen.
Can we leave? You
just gonna let this go down right now? This is gonna happen? I bet. Let's go. You know?
So my issue is like as a coach, right?
Right.
Why am I being suspended or fired? Because the referees allowed the game to continue. Because nobody stopped. Because as a coach, you don't have the power to stop the game unless you forfeit. If you forfeit, you automatically lose.
You got the power to take your
that bad. You got the power to pull all them little dudes off the court and tell them stop playing. We ain't playing before y'all done.
Right, exactly. You're supposed to say,
point,
we forfeit. If we down 50-2, we not scoring. We would like to forfeit. Thank you. Give them the game because they're going to win anyway.
Yeah, it's not pro basketball. He could have walked away. He could have walked.
Yeah, it's a selfish thing because he could disguise it under the fact that you don't want to ruin the game for the kids. If they want to play, they want to play. But come on, my G, come on, coach. At some point, you're not going to get a bucket. You're not out here. It's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It hurts the team morale more than it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Exactly. At that point, man.
So basically, you saying they suspended the other coach because they hurt those other kids' feelings?
Yes. And then my point is
to get to the gist of the
they suspended him. They suspended him for bad sportsmanship when they should have fired. I hope the other coach got fired. He shouldn't be allowed in the gym.
But I think
he shouldn't be coaching. And if any of the players are taking a class that he teaches in, they should be transferred out of his class. You know what I'm saying? Like they shouldn't even be in his class. If he teaches science, you can't even be in science because that's your coach. And
we're talking about officiating, right?
Yeah.
The officials for games like this, high school, college, whatever, it doesn't matter. They are the ones that need to be in charge of enforcing those kind of, like if you see teams getting blown out, it could be a morale thing. It's one of those jumps going on. You gotta say, all right, pull the coaches in and say, we're going to stop the game. It's not going to continue, etc. You don't penalize the coach because his team is more superior than that team.
Absolutely.
And you must consider that, and it has to be an officiating body that does that. So that's why I say, like, I don't agree with that, like, pansying around because he hurt their feelings when the officials were the ones that should have said, let's stop the game right here.
Hey, Ryan.
We can move on, Chris. I just wanted to say that.
No. Can we close on this? We don't even need to elaborate on that. I just need an answer. Yes or no from each one of you. We can go down the line. Do you think it's bad sportsmanship, Matt?
Is it bad sportsmanship? No.
Yeah, you don't think it's bad sportsmanship to do that to score that many points on the team?
No, it depends on how you do it. If you're playing, but like I said,
yes or no.
I said no. I don't.
No, okay. Well, what about you, Narayan? Do you think it's bad sportsmanship to pull a Bill Belichick?
Check this out. If they gonna continue to allow them people to play, you know what I'm saying, as a coach, I'm gonna give you the opportunity. If I'm whooping your ass, I'll be like, look, man, if you want to end it,
Right, that's what I'm
you want to
saying.
keep on coming, and you know, you want to continue to take 100 and something to 2 loss, then I mean, shit, I ain't one to prevent you from having that joy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I got you. What about you, Zoe? What's going on? How you feel? It's bad sportsmanship. Yeah, I got you.
Bad sportsmanship.
What about you, Styles? How you feel?
I think it's a collegiate. I mean, not a collegiate. I think it's a high school issue. So they probably need to revisit their rules. But I don't really have an opinion here or there.
I got you. No. You definitely have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're not,
what do you think, Bo?
Hey, you're not here for your looks, buddy. But
what do you think, Bo?
I have to agree with Chris. You know what I'm saying? It's a high school issue. On that level, it's a lot to go along with morale and sportsmanship. Once you get out of that and you start, you know, paying for your meals and stuff like that, you know what I mean, or somebody else paying for your meals rather. Then,
so do you shake the other team hand after the game?
Always, no matter what.
No. I'm not shaking no hands. I would have got thrown out that game.
That's bad sportsmanship.
To be honest.
That's bad sportsmanship.
Yeah, it is. That's why I say. Yeah, that's why I say it is. I say it's a high school. That's why I say it's bad sportsmanship.
I would still shake your hand, like, coach. Your coach should have, like, good, whatever. Like, I'm still gonna shake your hand regardless. Like,
hold on, Slim. So somebody, you playing cornerback, you playing DB, and somebody and your coach say, nah, man, you on the island, man, all game, and that man is toasting you. I mean, he's going like Al Bundy out there on you, son, and your coach looking at you like, yeah, man, get busy. I'm gonna let you cook. You mean you gonna shake that man hand out of the game?
Yeah,
you gonna shake?
Better.
Wait a minute.
He better.
Nah, man.
What if the approach? You be like, man, hey, because you hung in,
whatever.
Hey, you need. All right, man. I feel you. I respect you.
I'm not gonna be happy about it.
I respect you as a man.
I'm respectful. I'm not going. I leave it on the field. Like, if you toast me, you toast me. It's just like the game.
Yeah, you're right. I respect that.
Chris, we was getting fried all day playing Call of Duty today, just slumming.
Hey, if somebody score 4 touchdowns on you, you should not be worried about shaking hands. You should be worried about leaving that field, getting off the field, and getting in that film room, getting in the weight room, whatever room you need to get in to get better. Don't worry about no shaking no hands.
To me,
you know because film room gonna be hell for you Monday.
To me, if tradition and the respectful thing to do. If everybody's doing
that,
your feelings, then I'm doing that. If everybody going in the locker room with my team, then we going in the locker room.
Man.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
You should be in your feelings.
50-50 on that. I'm 50-50
you should be in your feelings. I'm in my feelings.
There was a coach in the NFL that walked away from a handshake, and I think
Jim Harbaugh do that shit, bro. He habitual with that shit. Hey, he's never shaking your man from the Titans' hand.
All right, so move.
I'm coming from, fellas, I'm coming from, like, it's not really about the handshake. It's more about the sportsmanship. Is it good sportsmanship or not? Because at first we was like, you know, we going around and we were saying, was it good sportsmanship? We was like, yes or no. So
I say it's not good sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship. But in the spirit of keeping us moving. So AAA season will be delayed in baseball, and we're done with baseball. NBA, we already kind of talked about that. Wiz and Grizz are playing right now. The Wiz are up. Hawks versus the Heat, and right now the Hawks are up. Late game is the Clippers versus the Celtics. Moving down a level, we got number 12 Arkansas versus Carolina. Arkansas is up 63-48 last time we checked. Auburn is up against number 8 Alabama. Alabama's got the win, got the lead that one, 37-28. And we got another ranked game, number 4 Illinois versus number 2 Michigan, with Illinois.
Hey, Michigan.
Yep.
Okay. Illinois
Illinois is
on
up
Michigan.
Yep.
Okay, because you know Michigan's they some dogs up there.
Yeah,
they got that boy from the Mather Hutchinson up there, 7'2".
Oh, okay, all right.
They got a local guy up there.
Yeah, local guy up there.
looking at the ice, Sidney Crosby is in COVID protocol. That's been happening all throughout the NHL. He's with the Penguins. We don't have any games tonight. And in our spirit, last of African Americans making history, Brianna Daniels is the first female tire changer in NASCAR pit crew. So she's working the Daytona 500. She is, I believe, 23 years old, and she's changing tires for NASCAR. So that's a big milestone.
That's what's up.
Female.
Hey, so what I'm gonna say, Chris, is I'm
First
gonna
black
need you to send me this
female
stuff
as in the pit.
ahead of time so I can pull the pictures up and stuff
Yep,
like that.
and that's the end of the sports report. So we can move on to our topics for today.
Where we
I
at?
believe Bo wanted to kick it off. So
That's what's
let's
up. That's
move
what's
down
up.
the line.
Let's move it online, man. So you know Bo knows. You know Bo knows, man. So we gotta keep it moving, man. So the free agency in the NFL, man. We got there's not too many. I mean, we have a few dogs that's up for contracts. J.J. Watt just signed. I don't really like that signing. I don't know about y'all, but that signing is just, to me, they sold it as he was going to a team to win. I don't see him as going to, the Cardinals. To me, chase the money. Was you released to win, or was you just tired of the shits? You know what I'm saying? Just let's be honest. You was just tired of the shits because you took $31 million to go play with the Cardinals, and they're skeptical of making the playoffs. You're not helping them make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know.
What
I think that was an interesting move. I'm not gonna get too deep into that because I don't really follow JJ Watt and his situation. But I think it's more reflective of the Texans organization more than it is the player, and they're just imploding around themselves. I'm really interested to see what's still going to happen with Deshaun Watson more than I am where J.J. Watt landed. But
that's
free
interesting.
agency is very going to be important.
Seriously. You kind of see what's been going on with Houston as a whole. And Chris, I didn't mean to cut you off on that night, but it's the whole entire team, dude. It's like from JJ to Deshaun, from you know what I'm saying. Who's a receiver that went before to Arizona?
That was they took Deshaun Hopkins.
Hopkins, yep.
Hopkins.
They also took Deshaun Watson center, the guy who's been playing with him, who is basically his best friend.
So clearly there's something going on with that organization.
Martin's brother.
Down, man. It's like that's really not being said. So, JJ getting out is probably a good thing for the team, probably a good thing for him, regardless of the money situation. Now, him going to Arizona, you know what I'm saying? Will he win? It's a question. You know what I'm saying? Will Kyler Murray be able to come back, be a better player next year? Will they be able to add a couple more pieces in the offseason to help him on the defense because he is going to be another year older? You know what I'm saying? Injuries. He has been dealing with a whole lot of injuries as well throughout his career. So it kind of all depends on, the makeup of the Cardinals around him. He should definitely add something, from an experience standpoint. But, was it a good move? I think it was a good move for JJ, to be quite honest with you. A change of scenery is kind of always a refresher for some players. And, maybe him going to Arizona helped to spark his career as well as the Cardinals defense a little more.
And maybe the Cardinals were thinking ahead because if the San Francisco 49ers do not re-sign their star left tackle, you put J.J. Watt on that other side and, you free reign. So I think it's going to leave the 49ers with a big decision to make this offseason, what they do with Trent Williams. That's a hefty price tag.
Hey, Chris, I'm so glad you said that. I just read that with Trent Williams, yo. That is going to be big because he's about to probably be the highest paid tackle, left tackle.
When is the last time a freaking left tackle was in free agency?
It's been a while.
It doesn't happen.
It never happens.
Especially a guy like Trent Williams.
Franchise left tackle. This doesn't happen.
You don't do it.
He's gonna get stupid money, Like that's
left tackles do not grow on trees. You know what I'm saying? Like you see what Tyrone Smith doing to them people. My man broke up there, son. He don't even practice. He just shows up to games. He don't even come to
what it did. It left Washington susceptible to all types of frontline issues.
Destroyed your quarterback for like the last 5 years. Like if you don't lock up your left tackle for the like, come on, if you don't get them on a structured deal for 5 years, 5 to 7 years, you're destroying your QB whole system. Your QB is
Yep,
just
that's your blind side. So if you don't have somebody strong on that side, you're vulnerable to all types of rushes. And so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the 49ers do. I think that's the bigger story is what that division does with the JJ
yeah.
Watt moving over.
Yo, that division is about to go back to that 2-6 playoff jump right real quick because the Rams shot and guys. I mean, let Stanford step up and do his due. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, you do have the
it,
Rams. You do have
I
the
mean,
Rams.
it's Russell Wilson. That's why I say he's a joke. Russell Wilson is a joke. His division is about to be gifted to him, just like what's going on with the goddamn NFC East. That jump is up for grabs too. That's why I say, it all depending on how Dak Prescott ankle comes back. All they got to do is do right by him, man. Like Whoopi Goldberg say, man. Until you do right by me, everything you do is gonna fail. You know what I mean? You
What's
got to
funny
do
is
right
that
by them, man.
you got two ex-Washington coaches in a very I want to say open division, but a very successful and dominant division in the NFL with Kyle Shanahan and McVay. So it'll be interesting.
Kyle Shanahan McVay. I think Kyle Shanahan is definitely has been overhyped since he left and started his own thing. You know what I mean? I mean, some people are just good as coordinators. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And with that, because when you got to oversee a lot, man, and you're not focused on what you're good at. You know what I mean? You got something. You got to supplement something. You know what I mean? And you might that one thing you were good at, you might have to give to someone else and trust in them to get that done. And you ain't got time to, like you said, just blow up in your face.
I do have
But
one question for everybody, and this isn't a Washington question. This is more or less a Cam Newton question. What do you guys think about that reunion in Washington? If it were to happen, I can tell you, if you want my opinion on that, I do not think it's a good move for Washington to go after Cam Newton. That's just my personal opinion.
All right, Matthew.
hmm? Go for it. I'm the last. You see what's back here on me?
I,
Y'all want
I,
me to go now? Y'all want me to go now on the last? Because I can get
I,
me out
I,
the door. I can get me out the way.
I'm
I
gonna
can get
go.
me.
I like.
I can get me out the way.
Go ahead, Bo. Go ahead, get you out the way, Bo. Go ahead, get you out the way.
Okay. I think the Cam Newton thing will work only if it's on like a 1 year deal type situation like he been doing. Like go and give him, what I'm saying, go and give him a 14, $15 million, 1 year thing to see. You know what I mean, and let him compete with Heineke. Let him compete. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he knows the system. I, he disciplined. He hungry. He got something to prove. Like I said, I mean, what can it hurt? And I'm gonna leave it at that. What can it hurt? And I'm gonna leave it at that. What can it
I
hurt?
will say
Okay.
statistically, he was better with the Patriots than he was in his entire career with Carolina. So
Say I like it because he did have that year with New England. He got that New England coaching staff up under him, and hopefully he got a better understanding of how to really operate as a quarterback. Now he is a little bit older, he's a little bit slower, but he's a better option than what we've had. You know what I'm saying? In like the past couple of years, to be quite honest with you, with Alex being hurt, with the current guys that we got on the roster. I think Cam Newton would be a pretty good pickup, at least to have in training camp to see, to kind of push some of the guys that we got. Because shit, if they can't beat them, then we got Cam Newton. You know.
So I'm gonna say this. I like Cam Newton. I always have liked Cam Newton. Um, I feel like we st- we missed so he's missed so many chances. Um, and it's just been like hard to watch him as a player, like through the ups and downs part. So as a Washington fan, and also I was a Carolina fan because the fam is from Carolina, so that's like my second team. So I've been rooting in that way. So I would like to see him even on the technical side, like putting him on the sideline, putting him with the team, bringing that kind of experience, leadership to the team, along with Alex like Heineke and just the people that we have. I think now somebody might have to move, but I think that it could be a good move. It could, help boost more morale because I think that's the real deal with that. So I like it either way, you know.
Well,
Right,
somebody is
right.
moving. Alex Smith isn't coming back, so there's your move. My
Yeah.
issue, my
Okay.
concern is this. So looking at it from an analytical standpoint, so Washington as a whole is a tough sports market,
Hmm.
and a character, and I mean it like that, a character like Cam Newton can be a major distraction in a big sports market such as Washington. And in
Yes.
here, unlike other markets, um, they tend to focus on the show versus the substance. Remember how Clinton Portis was a big show, and it was more or less the issues that were going on in the locker room, and he was a clown. And the organization is still this organization. Ron Rivera cannot make a change in a year. It's going to take some time to change the culture of Washington. So,
Yeah.
is a distraction like Cam Newton worth the risk? Because I think it's more risk than it is reward with Cam Newton right now. I do agree that he knows the system, he's comfortable in that system, but do you bring that whole old baggage here? Because it wasn't working in Carolina. That's my thing.
Yeah, yeah, valid. Like you said,
Zoe
it's
ain't go yet.
Zoe go. Yeah, yeah, you got you. You're right. I thought he was a part of the wall. My bad.
I don't. I respect Cam Newton. I like Cam Newton. But I think like they changed his mechanics. They changed the way he naturally throws now, and you can see on tape it's not really looking good, man. He's been throwing a lot of balls.
Hey, I love
But,
how you analyze and break down
but
sports. It's not really looking good.
Right though.
Right, man.
nah,
He said my man broke, and he broke. This said he broke.
nah,
Broke.
nah. But I respect him though. He's hungry. He got that hunger. So it's like I don't want him to come to Washington, but if he does come to Washington, then I'm gonna have to ride with it either way. That's where I'm at with it. But I don't want him to come at all. I don't want him
Yeah,
to come.
that's how I feel. Like I wouldn't mind it. Like it's not gonna hurt my feelings, but it's not something I'm like, yeah, that's the move. I
Do
don't
you think
think that
he give us
that's
a
the
better
move.
chance? Do you think he'd give us a better chance than the current quarterback we have in our roster right now?
No,
You
see,
feel
my
what?
issue is this, right? So we keep
No, I
doing
think
this
it's just
whole
an
patch
add-on.
effort, and I think that we should. Ron Rivera, he's good at throwing smoke signals, and if he wants to be here for the long haul, I don't think he invests his time in a Cam Newton. Like we need fresh,
Yeah,
new.
yeah.
We got to go young. We got a draft coming. We don't have the best picks in the draft. There are other quarterbacks in free agency that I think would be a better fit than Cam Newton right now. And if you're going to go all out and spend money, you go for Deshaun Watson.
Right,
You got 16. You got 16 million back off the cap
right,
with Alex Smith leaving. You got more money to throw at Deshaun Watson.
That's what I
And
right.
said.
and to Zoe's point, we were talking offline. We got enough defensive people without hurting that defensive line. We could throw some people
They
to the
just they
to the
they
Texans.
just they just lost J.J. Watt. Give him some like give him a 2-for-1 and go ahead and snatch Deshaun Watson up out of there, man.
Now,
You know
see
what I
that I
mean?
agree with. That's why I said, like, for me, it's not something I would be like, yes, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, okay, we get it,
Houston
but
not letting them
I would
go.
love. We need somebody young. We need like new, like you said. We need a fresh
Houston not
quarterback.
Yo,
letting them go.
with Deshaun Watson and Ron Rivera, you will change the culture in your locker room
Oh yeah, Houston is
immediately.
playing some serious chess with Deshaun Watson. They're
Bingo,
pulling,
bingo.
but the issue is they pulled everybody who makes Deshaun Watson successful out.
They showed their they showed their hand already. They showed their hand already. They basically this is what Houston's going to do. I guarantee it. I will bet a check on it. Deshaun Watson is not going to move before training camp, and he's not going to move before week 1. You know what I'm saying? They're going to make him pay for that. Yeah, Houston is some Bama shit. Yeah, they imploded his whole team. Yeah, they haven't they haven't moved him yet. They're gonna make him show up and do the Willie Beeman. Yeah, for that.
They pulled his center away.
For that $40 million, they pulled his center away, which was Zach Martin's brother. So I'm hoping we sign him. Because I would love to have, man, Zach Martin on the center, man. Come on, man. Yeah, you got to step behind the, what's his name? I forgot his our center name. Anyway, Looney, whatever. Anyway, but yeah, they about to play for that man. They about to make Deshaun Watson play for that. What he getting this year? Like 30, 40 million or something? What he guaranteed this year?
Yep.
Guaranteed, young. Close to 30-something million. He's going to play for that week 1, and they're not going to move him unless somebody come with some ridiculous ass shit that they'll be negligent not to take like I said, some defensive players to replace JJ Watt, and like you said, a draft pick. You know what I'm saying? Because they need a quarterback. They need a quarterback. If they get rid of Deshaun Watson, their backup, I don't even know who their backup is.
You muted.
You muted.
Houston is not playing any games.
I would agree with that.
Houston is not playing any. They not going to let him go.
I don't know what the mindset is in Houston.
I'd be real surprised if he get free.
I honestly think it'll happen. I think right now he's the last piece of the puzzle that they want to get rid of. But he's been so vocal about not playing with them that it would be almost laughable for them to keep him on the team, because it's just going to be a cancer. It's going to be a negative cancer on that team if he sticks around. That locker room is going to decay real quick.
Houston is reeking what they sold, yo. Like they was getting away with probably a lot of piss poor management down there, yo. And they built that shit behind JJ Watt, which was a good front. You know what I'm saying? Which is a great front in Texas. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get away from the political shit because this is all sports, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? They're reading what they sow on that shit, because at the end of the day, you sign that man to a contract, you know what I'm saying? And then you had a coach who was acting GM who was trading away your players. And these owners allow these supposedly business people to run their teams under the faith that they're going to do the right thing for the best interest of their team. And a lot of owners just be stepping away from that shit, you know what I'm saying? Not having to really touch on the pulse on what's going on with their team. And then when that shit gets to the point where, oh, well, you know, your Lamborghini about to leave the garage. Now they want to come down to the garage and see why my Lamborghini want to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the Deshaun Watson been unhappy. And you was letting O'Brien trade his right-hand man away to Arizona. You know what I'm saying? After you sign him. You know what I'm saying? Then you let him move some like Bill O'Brien was doing some rack wild shit over there, yo. Like people was like scratching their head on like, what is he doing? Like coaching these people over there, yo. Like, what is he doing?
In the famous words of Jim Lovell, Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, we have a problem. No, like when he traded Derek Hawkins, young, the owner should have been at practice like Jerry Jones, young, every day, young. Like he should have been on the field like Jerry Jones, man. Like seriously, like what the fuck is going on over here, yeah? Like I'm about to fire everybody on the staff, yeah. Like what? Like Derek Hawkins, y'all? He was he was the number 1 receiver in the league. He was better like him and Julio Jones.
That made no sense to me whatsoever when they let my man go, yeah. Like even
arguably
as an option. You know what I'm saying?
Arguably him, you know what I'm saying? Odell Beckham got hurt, but Derek Hawkins and Julio Jones, I mean, arguably the top 2 receivers, you know what I'm saying, in the league.
Yeah, some from the Packers. What's my name from the Packers?
Adams. Yeah, you talking about Devontae Adams?
Yeah, Devontae.
Yeah. I mean, Aaron Rodgers gonna put it on the numbers like Brady. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about receivers that's gonna go up there and put their paws on
it every time.
And put their paws on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we could talk about Deshaun Watson all day, but yeah, him and Dak neck and neck. You know what I'm saying? Like they be hyping him up a lot because he could get out of a lot of tough situations and scramble, and he's done a lot of amazing plays. But at the end of the day, he goes out there, he does his job. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna make it seem like don't make it seem like he out there winning this division out there, John, like every year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're a playoff team every year. Nah, man. He out there, John, because people were shitting on him when he was coming out of college and he started overperforming that. So they had to start giving him his props and realizing where his ceiling is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As a number one draft pick.
Sir, yes.
So, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day,
yeah,
his cachet ain't there. Ain't nobody trying to give up that for him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're playing on the team every year. Nah, man. He out there, John, because people. You had JJ Watt on your team, yo, and you know what I'm saying. And you should, you know what I'm saying. Like you said, you need to do so. You gotta do something too, young man. You just signed a deal worth a lot of money, and since you signed that deal, have we made the playoffs?
No,
I don't think we have.
And there goes the clutch. Have you clutched anything for us yet? And you getting all that money? You know, the whole
Well,
point.
that was good free agency talk. Now we're down to. Did we talk about the MVP for the NBA?
We did.
They threw out some suggestions of who they thought.
Okay. Okay. I heard you say Bradley Beal. Apparently, he's the top scorer in the league right now, right?
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, he is. He dropped a couple of 40-point games. You're right. I threw out Luka Doncic. I threw out Luka for the Mavs.
I mean, you know, can you be MVP when you play for a team like the Wizards? And I'm not knocking the Wizards, but
that's what we talking about. You have to be on a winning team. Probably you have to have a team that wins a lot in order to win the MVP.
It can't be just numbers because it means that if you're losing, but you're putting up points, what are you really contributing? And does that make you a valuable player?
Yeah, what makes you that valuable player?
Because Westbrook is having a decent season as well, if you by the numbers, right?
I think the most valuable player is the player that, against all odds, are like making their team clutch in the end.
The only way you can get away, the only way you can really get away with an MVP at this point of the season with a losing record. Well, you can't. That's my whole point I'm trying to make. At this point of the season, it's hard to just being in an MVP race with a losing record, unless it's at the beginning of the season. Like if you like 10 games in and you got, you know what I mean, or 20 games in, 30 maybe, then yeah, they could be like, yeah, you're an MVP candidate. But once you start getting the All-Star break, they kind of, you need to be 500 or better, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Or close to it. You know what I'm saying? To be in this discussion. Because I guarantee you, LeBron, Giannis, and them other guys are. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be a team out here without an all-star caliber player on their team that's losing like we are, like Westbrook and Bill is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've had good runs, but like you said, right now we losing by 9.
That's why I don't like them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To Memphis, at home. At home, we just went out in the motherfucking. We just went into the Staples Center and showed our ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then you come back and you come back home.
Beat the bad teams. You gotta beat the bad teams.
Third quarter.
And you gonna let these. You gonna let John Morant? Is he French? I'm sorry. No. Is it French?
John Morant
is it French? Is he French?
I don't think so. I don't know. Why can they spell it Jean? Jean?
I thought it was John Morant. John.
It's
John Morant.
Okay. It's Jon. Jean.
John Morant. It sounds French.
Sportsopedia, that shit. Is that a thing? Sportsopedia?
No, but it can be.
It can
be. So I heard it first right here in the clutch.
So in the bigs, over in the bigs, Scherzer looks healthy. Strasburg looks healthy. And they brought back Geraldo Parra. I don't know if you know who he is. Baby shark, baby.
Oh yeah.
So They brought back Parr, so I think they look pretty good. And we were speaking last week, or I can't remember, was it over text messages or not? But Trey Turner said that he wants to be a long time Nat. So the question is, what do they do with your boy Soto, who's a big heavy hitter?
Juan.
You
Keep
said
it.
what? Juan.
So Juan Soto and Trey
Juan
Turner,
Soto.
they're
I
in
like
contract
Soto.
year. Yeah, they're in a
Good.
contract year. Which is a lot of money. Trey Turner's the shortstop, and Soto's the left fielder. Soto's a better hitter. Trey Turner expressed that he wants to retire in that. Soto wants to go where the money is. So they're in a tough spot. I think the Nats are trying to keep this team together. I think they should spend the money to keep both of them personally.
Yeah. I don't want to let go Soto at all.
Yeah.
He's a big slugger. I hope Scherzer can last a year. Strasburg too. Strasburg looks really healthy, so he'll be ready for the season opener. And I know that they're resting Scherzer as much as possible because he's getting up in age. So I don't know. The Nats could have a strong year. They kind of flopped last year after winning the World Series. They tanked really bad.
Really bad. Really bad. Like wah wah wah.
Uh,
Yeah, it was horrible.
like
Um,
you're like the flame. The flame is
And
gone.
it sucked because it's like it
All
sucked
you
because
see is a little smoke trail.
it's like right when the pandemic hit is when you needed your teams to pull through for you, and they
right?
just it's like
They blew it.
And maybe that had something to do with it. This is a big rich town.
hey, what's
Yeah,
going?
Everybody likes to play at the Nats games and do their little,
Yeah,
I
parlay.
thought they
That
were
could
gonna
be that
win.
energy,
Yeah, I thought they were gonna take it this year because of COVID and them coming off the World Series win. I felt like they were the stronger team, but it looked like they got a little lax. Like they were a little overconfident going into the
I
season,
th-
and that
I,
and that can happen.
I'm gonna say
it
that
could
that happened with most sports during COVID. Like um people underestimate the power of the fan energy, the power of just that momentum that it carries, and then people are like, praising you, looking up to you, like coming to the shows or the games, I should say, and giving that energy to you. That's why in football, that's the 12th man. Like people always like, it means something, that extra energy. So some teams feed off of it. Some teams can perform regardless, without it. So, you know,
it's to me it was the fans. Yeah, that's a good point. But it was the road. It was the road travel that I feel like was the difference with the NBA came into play. Like I think when you travel and you bounce around the way you do, that has an effect on your mental and then your physical. Everybody doesn't have the discipline that that they had when they were in AAU or college that the bubble will put them back in. You know what I'm saying? Now you have no choice but to go to sleep. You don't have no choice but to eat healthy. You know what I'm saying? Your people are watching you a little more, so you are eating healthy. You are working out. But you probably don't work out a little more. So it's like I think it made a difference. So I definitely like to see things go back to where they could travel a little more because you'll start to see a little different type of play. People starting to get more minutes. Players are starting to start to see more players getting opportunities to play. You know what I mean? So it affects it. Like you say, even in the stadiums, you know what I'm saying? Like even in the baseball stadiums, like baseball is already a slow dull sport, and you just remove the fans. Like, jeez.
Yeah, that had
Like,
to be gut wrenching for the players just to be playing in empty stadiums.
right.
oh
Exactly.
man, that's
It must have
morale.
taken them back to had to taken them back to their collegiate days when they only family and the school shows up. So
You're right. You're right.
And I mean, sports
uh,
like basketball, I think they do games without people playing. Baseball they're kind of used to it, but it becomes a thing. Football, I know for sure. Like I don't know a football game from freaking Pop Warner all the way up that people don't go watch. you know,
Yeah.
you got fans since you were a kid. Just
Yeah. You
well,
there. You
football is
there.
America's sport. Baseball used to be America's game. It's America's pastime now, but
Yeah.
American football is definitely the sport of America. So
Because America.
um, it brings more people together for whatever reason. A bunch of men fighting each other and breaking legs and stuff. It seems
Yeah.
to unite people. across many demographics and generations and racial barriers. So I agree with you. The fan experience in football is way more dynamic, probably, than any sport
Yes.
that we have. So that covers our local sports. We don't have anybody on the ice tonight. I think the Caps hit a slump. They're doing better, and that's just kind of expected for the Caps.
I got a
The
question.
Caps, they've
I
always
got a
been
question. Ain't they number one? Ain't they ranked number one though?
well. And I was getting ready to say, like, the Caps have always had a good squad. They always make it to the playoffs. It's probably the one team in Washington that you is always in the talk,
It's
especially
always
on the
in the
ice.
playoffs. Yeah.
They're always in the discussion of, and they just couldn't capitalize until they won it a couple of years ago. So I think with the additions that they have this year, they're a strong contender to possibly win something. So we'll see how that pans out for them. They got Lars Eller back from COVID protocol. I think everybody's back from COVID protocol, and
Yeah.
they've been resting Ovechkin because he's getting older. But
Yes,
other
sir.
Yeah.
but
People been dogging him out about his scoring pace. People been dogging him out about his scoring pace, and I'm like, you gotta rest that old man. He just lifted the Devils up past. I mean, he just helped us out beat the Devils. You know what I'm saying? So
right?
it's like,
Yeah, he did.
Exactly.
people. Hey Zoe, what they say? They gotta relax.
Yeah,
They
you
gotta
gotta relax.
relax.
You gotta relax.
You
But
gotta
look,
relax.
I'm gonna give me some dinner, man, because I'm about to go get some dinner. You know,
That's what's
and
up.
cook dinner, you know what I'm saying? But
That's
nah,
what's
I
up.
appreciate you fellas, man.
Until next time, man. You know,
All right, man.
that's what's
Right,
up.
bro. This is
Blessings
good,
on
bro.
blessings. Stay in the
All right.
clutch.
Yeah, so the Caps, the puck drops tomorrow at 7 o'clock. They're playing. I was just looking at it. Give me a second. Who are they playing? They're playing Boston. They're playing the Bruins. So that should be a good game. Puck
Oh,
drops at
okay.
7 p.m. Eastern time, and they're in Boston. So that'll be a good one to check out. And then last thing on our topic today is youth athletics. I'll let you take the lead on that, Bo.
That's what's up, man. Just just the direction. I think it's gonna probably they're gonna summertime maybe may look better. You know, they're gonna have to do year round athletics for a lot of these seniors this summer, and because these colleges aren't really offering scholarships. I don't know if they even have to. You know, there's nothing that's in the Constitution or guidelines that say that colleges have to offer high
That's a
school
good
kids.
point. You're heavy in the youth
This,
sports. Did they have a season this year, like of any kind? Baseball, basketball, football?
as of right now, DC the mayor hasn't opened up any fields for them to use, any facilities for them to use. So no,
Okay,
there
so they're
hasn't
not
been
even
any.
practicing at this point.
They're not even practicing unless, like you said, unless they're using the park field on the side that you gotta leave before it gets dark. You know what I mean? So it's not even practice. Like you said, if you can organize your own activity, you can do it. You know what I mean? But everywhere has COVID guidelines. So if the city pop up on you and do a head count, you might be susceptible to fines. You know what I
You
mean?
know, people
So
don't people don't realize how important youth sports are. There was a young kid, Midwest, I want to say, I don't know off the top of my head, who took his own life because there was no football season. And this was in
exactly.
2020.
Mm-hmm.
So things
Yeah.
like that are pretty tragic. You gotta make sure that you talk to your kids and humble them and keep them engaged. And it was an interesting story if you want to look it up. But apparently he was doing all of the things that you would do in an off-season year, which was working out and trying to stay healthy. And the restrictions kept getting more strict, and then he ended up taking his own life, which is the sad part.
Man, I mean,
So yeah, man.
some
And
kids,
I know
well, you got some kids that, you know what I'm saying, like in certain areas that shit, their whole life is sports. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
Like, that's all they got to look forward to. That's all that their community has to look forward to. And then you kind of looked up in a certain regard, and you almost feel like you're letting people down because you're not even able to do what you naturally do and what you love to do. So
Right.
that shit can play. You can understand they can play a heavy burden on, the children. You know what I'm saying? Let
Yeah.
alone the
And
that.
just the way the system works, like from the high caliber athletes to the
Yep.
middle and on down, how the system works. You had so many juniors last season who were waiting for their shot
Yep.
in their senior year. you know for most teams, for most varsity high school teams in any sport,
Yep.
the seniors are usually the bulk of your starters and your highlight players. It's not until they leave that the other players really get a shot, unless you're just an outstanding player and
Yeah. You gotta be a
you know,
mutant.
you've been playing varsity since freshman year. You just
Yeah.
like a beast, whatever sport it is. That's a
Yeah.
different story. But so you got these juniors that came into their senior year waiting for that go, and we have to look into the psychology, the mental state of these kids, because
You worked
this
hard.
was their time. They've been working, finally over the sun. They were getting in shape, getting ready. You know what I mean? Then it hit while they were still in school last year. So for
Mm-hmm.
them to come in, they didn't think that they wouldn't be able to do it, and then it just starts to trickle in, because that's also when they're looking for those looks from
Yep.
the colleges for those scholarships, or just anything. And people think, oh, everybody's not going to the pros, but they don't realize how many scholarships are given even down to the D3 level teams.
Yes. D
Like
two.
the
Everybody.
smallest
Yeah. Everybody will go
level
to the state university.
is still
Push.
allowing some of these people, this is their only opportunities to have the financing available, and they worked hard. Some of them are even
Yep.
academic, you
Yep.
know but the athletics was a big part of their balance, and they having that good balance. They knew, I'm gonna get a scholarship somewhere,
Somewhere.
but they're not getting
Somewhere.
a chance to show their value. So colleges are like, I mean,
I
we
don't have
know
any tape. I don't
they
have any
already
tape to
they
go
got
on.
they got they got a list of people they already know about. But I'm talking about those people that really were being looked at, that you weren't being looked at, that might have got seen this year as they were looking at somebody from the other team they were playing. And that dude is dogging them. Wait a minute, who is that guy?
It's
Dogging the
it's
guy
it's
that
the
I'm looking
system.
at.
Yeah, it's the system.
It's the system.
It's the system. It's like basically the colleges could tell the high school level be like, listen, I can't bring you in right now because I got to give the guys who couldn't play last year an extra year to show. You know what I'm saying? So I can't bring you in behind because I got to give these guys an extra year, and the guys behind him got to wait behind them an extra year.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Even
and
college.
then right, on the pro level, they looking at it like, well, shit, we ain't drafted nobody high. You know what I'm saying? Because we looking at tape from 2 years ago. So why the fuck would we
Exactly.
draft somebody
It's the
high
whole thing.
unless you're a quarterback?
And
You know
you
what I'm
talking about
saying?
like higher level stuff, like the
yeah,
D1 level, that actually doing that. Imagine these smaller levels.
yeah.
They not
Oh,
even like D1
yeah.
was pressed because they got money that's locked in with TV and
Mm-hmm.
all of these things. Like it's a bigger financial misstep. But you talking about schools that aren't on TV, that aren't doing anything. They not playing. They not
Yeah.
doing nothing. They not
Well,
trying to figure out how they can play. They just like, no, they don't have the money for that.
Exactly.
depression is a very serious thing, and for
Depression, exactly.
anybody out there, if you're feeling depressed, talk to someone.
And the
You know,
suicide hotline number
there is a suicide
1-888.
hotline number. And if you're forever your hometown, if you're feeling depressed, you need someone to talk to. You can dial 711, and they will patch you through to the local. Um,
That's good. Good. Good number drop.
yep, they'll patch you
Absolutely.
through to the local
And
community.
blessings to that young man's family for sure, because
That's
Yeah,
good.
it
That's
just
tough.
shines a light on how important it is for us to check that mental health of our youth in these times, because it goes for everything. We got to look at not even just the athletes, the academics, those that are the debate team people. They can't do their stuff either.
Yeah.
I mean, they may be able to do it over Zoom. I mean, that's a whole nother thing, but
It's
still,
not
I
the same.
know
It's not the same.
it's not the
you got to
same.
have a healthy mind, especially in unprecedented times that we're facing. Um,
Absolutely.
one
And
last
that's
thing on the sports report is Tiger Woods looks like he may not be coming back to golf. The story was
mm,
released earlier today, CNN, that he suffered his leg injury was worse than Alex Smith. And anybody who's not familiar with the injury that took Alex Smith out of football, it was
ooh,
it was the same injury that ended Joe Theismann's football career from a hit by Lawrence Taylor. So
yeah,
um,
you ain't gonna be able
it,
to twist
and
that.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Tiger Woods, he's a different type of athlete than Alex Smith. And it takes a lot of rehab. And I'm not
Yeah,
saying that he can't do
Oh,
it, but he's got a different body type, and it looks
yeah,
like he may just be hanging it up
yeah.
permanently. So,
Yeah,
blessings
God
to
bless him,
Tiger
man.
Woods.
Yeah, God bless him, man. Hopefully, like you said, he can continue to have a healthy life with his sons and his, his family, and
absolutely.
Yeah,
be able to
yeah, he's
contribute to
one of the best.
society in general.
That's technical difficulties.
No worries. He will definitely go down in history as one of the greatest uh, African American athletes of a sport. And he's a decorated golfer. So he had an
I was
illustrious
about to say,
career.
having technical difficulties. I thought you were calling me one of the greatest African American athletes in sports history. I was going to say thank you very
Definitely,
much.
of
I
course,
appreciate
of
it.
course, of course.
That's what's
Well,
up,
that's
fellas.
it. That's it for me. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys want to keep going, but I just wanted to.
Well, I appreciate it now. Like you said, that's a good rap, man. I appreciate you being in the clutch with you fellas, man. It's
Yes,
always
sir.
good.
Yes, sir.
And
Until
as
next week.
always, you know,
Fellas,
we're gonna keep improving. We're gonna keep bringing more sports. We're gonna keep bringing, the
yeah, my
homies to the table, and we're gonna stay keeping it in the clutch. And that's gonna be the new one. They didn't like my old title.
Nope, we didn't. We all
No,
ruled
we
it out.
didn't.
But I will definitely have the sports report more defined and nailed down for our
That's
next one.
what's up.
So
That's what's up. We appreciate the folks for tuning in, man. We're gonna see you guys next week.
Like,
have a good one.
share, comment, subscribe to all the places. Like, share again, repeat.
That's the
Um,
only way we're gonna know. That's the only way we're gonna know what you want to know. Is if you
Right.
let us know what we need to know.
there
Rinse
you
and
go.
repeat.
So let
Have
us
a good
know.
one, fellas.
In the clutch, we out. Slim.